today, more than 6% of teenagers aging 15 to 17 own a Juul, and 8% of young adults aging 18 to 21 own a Juul. What is a Juul or a vape? A Juul is a small, rectangular vaping device that looks like a flash drive. Juul is an alternative to smoking cigarettes. Then, rather than using freebase nicotine used in cigarettes, they use nicotine salts and Juul salts that are processed by Juul itself. However, these nicotine salts and Juul salts are a lot more addictive and dangerous than your classic freebase nicotine because it comes straight from the tobacco leaf. Juuls can be found at any smoke shop or even local gas station, and you can buy them for only $49.99. That's not a lot of money for a vape, I guess you can say, because there are a lot more expensive options out there. And for many teenagers, this is the cheapest option for them. Juuls work by heating a cartridge that holds the liquid, or e-juice. And when that liquid is heated, it vaporizes, and that is what you inhale. And what you're inhaling is mainly water, but then also nicotine. A single Juul cartridge is proven to have enough nicotine as an entire pack of cigarettes or 200 puffs of a cigarette. Now, why do people Juul or vape? Vaping is an alternative to smoking cigarettes, and it was created for people trying to quit smoking. However, Juuls deliver hits of nicotine, and then that satisfies the craving of nicotine when you're withdrawing from smoking cigarettes. Many teenagers and young adults are drawn to this, not because they want to quit smoking, but because of the easy accessibility, the easy discretion, but the flavors, the fruity flavors that Juul produces, such as mango, mint, and even creme brulee. It is proven that in 2017, the number of adolescents claimed that they had a Juul and used that Juul increased from 11 to 21%. Now, why is it dangerous? Juuls use a chemical called nicotine, and it's very addictive, and it is proven to have long-term effects on brain development on adolescents. A 2017 study found that non-smoking adults were 4 times more likely to start smoking traditional cigarettes only after 18 months of vaping, which includes Juuling. So therefore, a young teen that is vaping or Juuling has a higher chance of actually smoking cigarettes. And the e-liquid in Juuls is 5% nicotine by volume, which is more than twice the concentration of nicotine in similar devices, like the blue e-cig, which has 2.4% in nicotine volume. Brain imaging studies of adolescents who began smoking at a young age had markedly reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which is an area critical for a person's cognitive behavior and decision making. Another reason why Juuls are a unique threat to teens because of the specific formula of nicotine. While other brands use chemicals, like I said this before, they use a chemically based form of nicotine called freebase nicotine. However, Juuls contain the nicotine salts and the Juul salts, which come straight from the tobacco leaf. So it is a lot more addictive and dangerous to these teenagers. And recent studies, as of October 2019, 18 deaths and more than 1,000 cases of serious lung disease have been documented, all relating to e-cigarettes such as Juuls. So therefore, a Juul is just a small e-cigarette that delivers hits of nicotine, and many young adults and teenagers do this to seem cool and a habit that shouldn't be formed because it's very dangerous. It can cause serious developmental problems in your brain and can even give you serious lung disease and can even cause death. Juuling and vaping might make one look cool, but in reality, people need to understand why it's so dangerous and why this addictive chemical nicotine is so dangerous to their health and why it shouldn't be treated so lightly. They need to understand why doctors are constantly telling people to stop and putting these cases of people in the hospital coughing up blood and having serious lung diseases and even dying on the media because they are trying to get the attention of these teenagers that are doing it for the fun of it and to seem cool. Juuling is not, or vaping and juuling is not something that should be taken lightly. It should be taken into consideration that this was made specifically for people to stop smoking. And it's a last road alternative for these people. So, in conclusion, juuling and vaping is very dangerous to one's health and shouldn't be done. And the government should have special regulations on them, and they shouldn't be so easily accessible. But yeah, juuling is dangerous. And the end of the story.